Hello and welcome. I'm Siddharth Zarabi and you're watching Business Today. 2021 has been a year of many firms getting listed on the stock market, and while the headlines have been dominated by the likes of Zomato, there is a much smaller public issue that caught everyone's eye. I'm referring to Paras Defence and Space Technologies, whose IPO received a very strong response from investors. And joining me today is Munjal Shah, the Managing Director of Paras Defence and Space Technologies. Welcome to the show, Munjal. Let me first congratulate you about a fantastic issue and ask you really, did you expect this kind of a response?
Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Very honestly, we did not even dream about it, or never we even thought about it. We are working very hard to get this process through. So never ever we had imagined, nor we had even thought of this kind of a response, and still not able to believe
it. Your story is a very inspirational one. I'm going to ask you about how this entrepreneurial journey really started.
This company was started by my father in late 70s, early 80s. And he started working that time for all the defense customers. I joined him in 1997. I joined him at the age of 19. I was studying in America, and then I had to come back because that time we were having some separation in the business with our family. So I joined him at the age of 19, and I started working from the very grassroots level because I couldn't finish my education, and I needed to be a part of my father's business. So I started working at a very, very young age, and also started with very grassroots level, like putting the basics in place, coming to the factory before the people come to the factory, also standing on the shop floor all the time, understanding how the things happen, and also working with the people and motivating them to increase productivity in the same timelines that we were given, and also then the other parts that go into making the things happen. So started from there, and then started to build more and more products for the company, and also started to add more customers in this segment or in this business. And in 10 years time, started claiming that we could do anything under the sky in mechanical, or started to take up any kind of challenges that were there under the sky.
Many of our viewers who are watching this would want to know, what does your company really make? What are the key products?
So we set up India's most unique nanotechnology machining center. So this is probably India's first nanotechnology machining center, which got deployed for manufacturing of optics or lenses for night vision and thermal imaging systems. So this is our main line of business, manufacturing of lenses for defense cameras and also for space cameras. Today we offer lenses for all range of cameras, smallest to the biggest. And while doing this, we started also doing designing of lenses, and then progressively we started doing designing of the entire camera system. Okay. So today Paras Defence is able to offer the complete solution, and mostly everything manufactured in our own factory.
Right.
And today we take up like very, very challenging camera systems, what nobody or many or very few people in the country would like to. So to give you an example, we are currently making a camera along with a defense lab for spaceborne. Like, this camera is going to be deployed into the space. Okay. From there, it's going to be doing the imaging. So this is the main line of business of the company, making lenses and also now doing cameras where we have no clash of interest with our customers. Besides that, we are also into defense electronics, heavy engineering, and our latest vertical is electromagnetic pulse protection solution. EMP is like, the future warfare, and we are the first company in the private sector in India to offer this solution on turnkey basis, and a few more things that we are doing.
All of this sounds very, very interesting. What are these space cameras really? Sounds fascinating.
So it depends on what kind of camera. There are various types: multispectral, hyperspectral, optical. So it depends on what is the requirement, and also it depends on the resolution. But to give you a very quick example, anything that goes into the space is very expensive because it has to be space qualified. So a minimum space camera for some imaging purposes or a reasonable good size imaging purposes will start from the worst case scenario is or minimum price will be around 10 crore rupees, and the maximum large size telescope for to look down with very high resolution could be as expensive as 500 crore rupees single unit. So the range is very big. Say starting from maybe about approximately 10 crores and up to 500 crores or even more. So Paras Defense is working on all such types of camera programs, anything and everything for space.
A single unit for 500 crores. Did I hear you right?
Now this is the range I told you. It is just the range. But
Yeah.
what we are doing is also a bit expensive ones. Like we are a part of a bit expensive ones also. Say like to give you an example, we are doing a single lens. Okay, a single lens for very high resolution camera. A single lens which you can carry it in your two hands and deliver. Each single lens, not the full camera, only one single lens for more than 20 crores. So it's very challenging and very unique, and that is why this is the value. How did we get here? We from the very early age, we have always we have always been exploring areas where there is no one, or we would always tell the customer, "जो कोई नहीं करता है वो हमको दो," and we would also tell him like, "Give us impossible tasks." So this is how we grew up, and this is where we come from. Like we would always tell them, don't give us what everyone does. Give us what nobody does or very few people do, and also give us something which will have great future. So this is where the feeling of doing something different than the rest of the people came from. And when you are working all the time, and when you are moving around, and also when you are moving around at all levels, you come across different people, and you come across quite a bit of good people, and from there you start to build your team slowly, and then sometimes you may have to also modify the team, sometimes you may have to edit the team. So slowly working in this area and put together probably the best team possible until today, and also trying to make this team more bigger and more stronger.
You told us earlier about how this company was founded. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about your father? How did he really get this idea to set up this high-tech business?
No. He was working in a company where there was like a lot of engineering goods, and also his family background, like his uncles already were into engineering business. Not like what we are doing today, but the base, like doing very good work in the area of making springs and sheet metal parts, and also some machine components. So the family was already doing, like his uncles were already doing this business, and that's where he also got started. So he first took up a job in a company, and where he learned his basics, and then from there he started his own business, and then slowly he started to make it a bit more bigger. And then later on, I joined him, and with his guidance and with his blessings, and with him being with me all the time, or with he being with us later, our team started getting bigger, and he started mentoring all the team members, and also then grooming them, and then from there is where we come from.
I have to ask you this, given the size and the stupendous response that your issue got. When you look back, do you think you could have raised more money instead of the amount that you actually raised?
No, never ever thought of. And as we mentioned, like this is what we had been working on. So we never ever felt we could or we should have. No. This is this is what we had been working for, and this is what we are. This is what we have worked for, and this is what we are happy with. So we do not have any kind of mindset or feeling that we could have. So this is pretty good for us, and this is going to take care of us for pretty long time.
Those are very interesting remarks, and some people would say that you come across as a conservative company and not the so-called allegedly greedy corporate types, as some would say. Would you agree with that characterization?
First is we are very simple people, and we are coming from very grassroots level. So and also we want to do quite a bit for our country. We want to do a lot of things for our country, and also we have identified our areas, and also want to do very quality work. But again, like we are not like we are different people. We have very strong team. We are very committed. We always want to ensure that we are protecting others' interest more as compared to our own interest. Our this is what we every day pray to God, like please give us the courage to be able to protect everyone's interest, and also to be able to live up to everybody's expectations. So this is where we come from, and the entire team also has the same feeling, and the entire team also works towards the same goal.
Before I wind down this conversation, I also have to ask you about your dependence on government orders. Is that going to change post the IPO? What do you expect in terms of your main buyers and your market?
So first of all, Paras Defense offers the widest range of products and solutions in the country. We feel that we are like a one-stop solution. We are like a departmental store. You come here to buy maybe mechanical, and you are able to also be able to fulfill your requirement for electronics. Or you come here to buy optical, and you can also buy mechanical. You can also buy electronics. You come here to buy say maybe we have a couple of subsidiaries which are very unique. One is Paras Aerospace, which is a drone company and has super tie-ups, like great partnerships. You should be looking at you should do look at our website parasaerospace.com. And then we have another company, Paras Anti-Drone Technologies. So we offer wide range of products. We cater to almost all the defense organizations of India. On the government side, you name any government organization who are into defense, and we would be catering to them. You name all the top private companies, and most of them would be our customer. We are also exporting, and on the optical area, we are manufacturing lenses, or we are manufacturing optical elements for thermal imaging. Here we are probably one of the only company which is catering to all the people in the country. So today there are 10 people in the country who are into manufacturing of cameras, or who participate in the tender for thermal imaging. But the lenses, if they want from India, then it is mostly Paras Defense, and Paras Defense. So so now to give you some input about, so we are not just dependent on any government contracts, or so basically contract is won by anyone. Paras Defense has an opportunity. Could be private, could be government, and also we are exporting. Our exports also have been there for several years. So if we want, we can always scale up in exports. Right. So we are not really dependent on any it's only just like who books our capacity first, or who books our who gives us the order first, and then we will be working with them for the rest of the year,
right,
till we have executed the orders. So basically we are not dependent on any government orders or policies. We will always have enough business, because we also work for the space organization. We also are now into drones, where we are making some special drone cameras for commercial applications. So wide range.
I have one final comment on the show that I want from you, and this is to do with the government's announcement that the Ordnance Factory Board will now no longer function in the manner that it did, and 7 new PSUs have been formed essentially to carry out the same work. As a company that's working in the defense space, what do you think of this move? Is it good? Do you think it will help?
We also have just heard about this news, and I think it is a good move because here ordnance factories now will be able to function a bit more independently. They will also be able to function like the other PSUs of our country. They will be also able to independently take decisions, and also they will be able to now probably work with a bit more, they will put more work into, because they will have to now build their own order book and everything. So I think it's a good move, and ordnance factory also will benefit from this. And also everybody else, because when they get more business, they will also be giving business to people like us. So I think it's like we feel it's a good move in the interest of all the organizations to get bigger and stronger and better, and also in turn give more business to the people depending on them.
Fascinating talking to you, Munjal Shah, and I'm going to wish you all the very best for the future, and thank you for sparing time with us today. With that, it's a wrap on this conversation. If you've been, thank you very much for watching.